Hi everyone. This video is going to walk through how to use Yuja's Panorama dashboard so that we can assess accessibility in our Canvas courses. When I come into a Canvas course, as I go into the course navigation settings, I'm looking for Panorama accessibility. Mine happens to be at the bottom in this course. You have the ability through the course settings to change its location. When I click on Panorama Accessibility, it opens up the Canvas course report. Mine shows the entire LMS report, but yours in an individual course will show the course report. At the top, you will see the last time that this course was updated in Yuja. And if you want to run a refresh, you can click this refresh and it will evaluate any changes that have recently been made. If you reprocess the course, it goes through the entire course, every aspect of it, and can take some time to get there. You will notice here an overall accessibility score. In the past, we have been very concerned about an overall accessibility score, but ultimately the purpose of this score is to help engage us in conversations. So as a teacher or a mentor or a peer evaluator, this overall accessibility score is a place where we can start thinking about what changes need to be made and how we can move that toward 100%. This is a space where ideas can come so that we can have discussions about what is potentially missing from our courses, and how we can make improvements. We need to work toward having that be at 100% for all courses. Eventually, that is the current understanding of the law. As we come down, you will then see the cumulative accessibility score. So overall in this course, it is 85% accessible. And then we have ability to break it down into individual objects. So for example, in the web-based versions of this course, it's sitting at 89%. And the Word document of this course are sitting at 22%. If I continue to come down, I can see the files processed. I can see alternative formats downloaded if any of those have happened. But at the very bottom, Yuja has the issues and content section. So if I click on this content, I can see a list of all of the content in the course, filtered at this point by the score, starting with the lowest score and continuing up to the higher scores. So you will notice some of my material in this course is 100% accessible or 99% accessible. Some are in the 60s and some objects are in the 20s. So what I can do is then click on that object and it will pull up the alternative formats menu. These are formats that I can download and then upload to try to make this more accessible, or I can view the accessibility report itself. When I click on the accessibility report, you'll notice that it tells me the score. It tells me minor issues and major issues, and if there were any severe issues, those would also be listed. Then I have the ability to review the issues. So right here is a major issue that says the document does not have any headings. Now, in some cases, I will be able to fix errors in Yuja itself. Other issues may require me to download the document source and make changes in Word if possible. So in this case, we see steps listed. Those possibly could be heading levels to help a screen reader be able to navigate this document. However, if we click on this, the document is missing a title, you will notice that there is the ability to fix the issue to the right. If I click on Fix Issue, it will pull up a menu or a dialog box that will describe what the issue is and how we can fix it. So in this case, the current document does not have a title. So I can come in and say that this is tutor.com student instructions. Now you might think that we already have a title put in place, but we don't have a title embedded into the document's reading of the code. And so a screen reader doesn't know what to call this document. So now that I have added a title, I can click Add Change, and it will add the change into this part of the update document under the fixes section. Now, I'm going to come to this third issue, which is this image is not in line with the text. You'll see right here that it's highlighted tutor.com, and it is saying that it is not in line with the text. So I click on Learn More, and it will tell me how to fix it, providing me options for different processing software. I can also look at what this means. Now, in this case, this is not a fix that I can fix in Yuja. So these are some of these fixes will need to require me to download the original document. So up here in the More Actions, I have the download source file. So I could click on that, and since this is a Word document, it would make it so that it was editable in my Word space. After I've gone through and made all of the changes that I can fix, for example, this item does not have alternative description. I can click on Fix the Issue. I can type in that this is the tutor.com logo, and then I can add that change. Now, if it's a decorative image, you'll notice that Yuja does not have a mark as decorative option. That would need to happen in Word as well. So I can continue to go through. I make all of my changes in the course and in the document. And eventually down at the bottom, I hit this apply change. So what that will do is it will then update the document based on any changes that I've made. So in this case, it's going to add that alt text to the video or to the logo. And it's also going to provide um, the title that we added into this document. But you'll notice just by doing those two things, it increased my score drastically. So now I could go through and edit in my Word document and add heading structures and add inline text and so on. Now that I'm done with that, I could also come in and look at the issues that I have. I can look at severe issues. I could look at major issues, minor issues, things that have been disabled. You can also see that there are insufficient contrasts between foreground text and background text that occur 10 times, or on 10 pages, I should say, in this case, because it's an HTML editing. I can click on this and it will then pull up all of the instances where this occurs. So if I were to look at this, I can view the HTML. What it's pulling up is that this orange with white is insufficient. So I can come in, I can fix the issue. It tells me that I have text color and background color. I can leave the background color as orange. I can leave the text color as black because the contrast ratio says it passes. Now there is this button to add changes to all instances of this issue. In this case, it looks like all of the instances are going to be that coloring, and so I can add that instance and add the change. When I apply the change, it will update this HTML page for me. Sometimes it takes a few moments, and what you will notice is that now these orange banners have black text that have been put on top of it. It also says that my score is now at 100%. So as I go through, I have the ability to look at content. I have the ability to look at issues. I can also look at any remediated documents that I've gone through. So as an instructor or a mentor or as a peer evaluator, I'm going to come into my Yuja report. I want to look at the accessibility score. You'll notice it still says 85% because the last time it was run was at 10:49. PM on Tuesday, February 4th. If I were to refresh it, that would possibly change. But I'm going to look at that score. I'm going to say that there are things that can be improved and therefore come down to this search content and see what I can improve and what changes need to be made and how I can make those changes. If you are struggling making changes, particularly with PDFs, the Teaching and Learning Center would love to help you make those changes. We would love to help you get those accessibility scores higher, and we would love to help you understand what that accessibility score means. If you have any questions, please reach out to us. Thank you.